Compare black women by the decades from the 60s, 70s, 80s up to 2000, and especially keep in mind how they parent and how they prioritize their children.
I think black women in the 60s, what they wanted to do was advance black people. They saw us as a group. And they also knew that how they acted and what they brought to the table would affect their children and their spouses, their men. So if they acted wild, it was a bad look on the children. It was a bad look on the man. That was the 60s. They wanted to advance what black people were. So they wanted to break down stereotypes. If you believe certain things about black women, they wanted to make sure you didn't. If you believe certain things about the way that they dress their children or the way that a man dressed, we literally tried to break those stereotypes. You'd see a lot of brothers in suits. You see a lot of sisters in dresses. They were demure. They weren't going around yelling, screaming, yelling, none of that. Then you got the 70s. The 70s brought the civil rights movement, which then incorporated black women into the feminist movement. The feminist movement had white women burning their bras and acting out. Black women weren't that in the 60s, but all of a sudden black women had decided they have this love-hate relationship with white women because their love-hate relationship is that they have an envy towards white women. If you don't believe it, why almost everything that black women have done has been to mimic the white woman, but then claim the white woman has tried to mimic her. There's a sad point when you can look and see that Kim Kardashian became the fixture for black women. They were all trying to be a Kardashian, not the, and so if the copy turns into the original, that's a problem. The copy, who she was, the copy, ended up now all of y'all are trying to be her. Now y'all are buying her makeup. You're buying her things, and she becomes a billionaire. You didn't, she did.
Wow.
And she brings her little sister along. Her little sister puffs up her lips. Thick lips like your lips. Now you're buying her lip balm to put on your lips. Now her sister becomes a billionaire. No black women, both white women who took on black women's culture, but you know what they did with it? They took black women's culture and still remained feminine. You don't see Kim Kardashian fighting. You don't see Kylie Jenner fighting. You don't see them cussing in front of their kids. You don't see them cussing people out. As a matter of fact, Kim Kardashian has done more for black men than the majority of black women combined. She is in the Innocence Project. She went back and got her law degree. She didn't have white people tell her how she's educated. She don't go around prove how educated she is. She don't even go around try to prove how she loved a black man. She just got in the Innocence Project and kept getting black men released from prison. This is the same girl who started out on a sex tape. This is the same girl who's still trying to protect her children, even though the father of her kids has, kind of wild out. She still does nothing. She don't go out. There ain't no report of how she taking all kind of money from Kanye, nothing. She ain't making a fool of herself and doing videos like Amon Shumpert wife, talking about she just want to get her back beat out. So that was the 70s. Then we got to the 80s. The 80s, we had a problem. And that problem was crack. Up in New York, because y'all was the big ones shipping it everywhere. Y'all was the first ones to make millions off of it. Y'all was the first ones to turn it into a real thing. What happened then is those people that got addicted. So that's why I always laugh at the people who say they're pro-black and they're of a certain age. I'm like, y'all was the main one out here selling poison to you people. And we never call those people what they are. You were doing that in the 80s, in the 90s. And at that point in time, we were poisoning our children. We were poisoning our children as they came out crack babies. We were poisoning them as we then started to take, California decided, let's make gangster rap the thing. So what they started doing is saying, you're not a real man if you ain't a thug. So then the women started saying, well, we know there's money involved in two things, entertainment and drug sales. Because when I was little, I noticed that my aunts who had my cousins, they would sell dope and was living in the project house with mama. And mama knew it. But as long as they was getting big screen TVs, couches and stuff like that, they did not care. Something that if it was a father there, because in the 70s, they took the father out of the home because black women was trying to be white women. But what they didn't understand is those weren't white women. Those were the white heretics. They want the regular women. You learn that is in the debate, during the debate and the election of this year. There are two factions of white women. There's one of them that don't want to be at home with the husband. There's one group that love being at home with the husband. They got two groups. We ended up only having one. One group that don't want a husband, never at home with the husband, and the only thing they want is kids, because what happened is Lyndon Baines Johnson gave them a way to make money. And to make money was have children. Then you could have those children sell dope, have those children, have them join the NBA, have them join the NFL, have them rap, have them sing. And also you can make money from their death, which is really sad.